Have you ever looked at your bank account, felt a wave of existential dread, and immediately bought something stupid to feel better? Yeah, we all have. You're staring at a $14 iced coffee, fully aware it's financially irresponsible, but you buy it anyway because your boss yelled at you, and you deserve a little treat. Congratulations, you just let your feelings mug your wallet. You see, we like to think we're rational beings. We think our financial decisions are based on spreadsheets, logic, and compound interest. They're not. They're based on boredom, jealousy, and that deep-seated fear that everyone else is doing better than you. Your emotions are destroying your financial life. Let's look at the standard advice you get from financial gurus. They'll tell you to make a budget. They'll tell you to cut out the lattes. They'll tell you to invest in low-cost index funds and wait 40 years. It's logical, it makes sense, and it is completely useless. Why? Because human beings aren't spreadsheets. When you're exhausted after a 10-hour shift, logic doesn't exist. Your brain is screaming for dopamine, and buying a useless gadget on Amazon delivers that dopamine in exactly 2 clicks. Budgets don't fail because the math is wrong. Budgets fail because you had a bad day. Financial gurus ignore this. They pretend you're a robot running an algorithm, but you're actually a highly emotional ape with a credit card. So, people try to fight their emotions with brute force. They go on these extreme no-spend challenges. For exactly 1 month, you eat nothing but rice and beans. You delete all your shopping apps. You tell your friends you can't hang out because you're building wealth. How does that usually end? I'll tell you how. On day 32, the restriction breaks you. You experience what psychologists call ego depletion. Your willpower battery hits 0, and you rubber band so hard you end up booking a spontaneous trip to Mexico. You spent $2,000 to save $200 on lattes. Rookie mistake? Extreme restriction just builds up emotional pressure until it explodes in a binge of financial self-sabotage. If you actually want to stop destroying your finances, you have to play the game differently. Step 1 is recognizing the dopamine trap. Most spending isn't about acquiring the item, it's about acquiring the feeling. When you buy a shiny new guitar, you're not buying wood and strings. You're buying the fantasy of being a cool person who plays guitar. Spoiler alert, you're still just you, but now you have less money and a piece of wood. To beat this, you need a cooling off period. The 48-hour rule. See something you want, put it in the cart, and then close the tab. Walk away for 2 days. Let the emotional spike drop back to baseline. 90% of the time, the urge will vanish, because the dopamine hits when you anticipate the purchase, not when you own it. You essentially hack your brain to get the high without spending the cash. Step 2. You have to stop playing the status game. We are biologically wired to care about our social standing. 1,000 years ago, low status meant you got eaten by a tiger. Today, low status just means your neighbor has a nicer car than you. But your primitive brain reacts the exact same way. So you take out a 72-month loan at 9% interest to buy a truck you don't need. You are literally trading your future freedom for the temporary approval of strangers. Strangers who, by the way, do not care about you. They are too busy worrying about their own status. It's a multiplayer game where everyone is losing. The only winning move is to unplug the console. Stop looking at what your friends are buying. Mute people on Instagram who make you feel poor. Real wealth is what you don't see. It's the cars not purchased. The watch is not bought. It's having options when everything goes wrong. That's actual freedom. Step 3. Create an idiot fund. Look, you are going to make emotional purchases. You're going to have a bad week and order $40 of sushi. If your budget assumes you will be perfectly rational, it will fail. So, you build the failure into the system. You set aside 5 to 10% of your income specifically for stupid, emotional spending. When you buy that stupid gadget, you don't use your rent money. You use the idiot fund. This completely removes the guilt. And ironically, when you give yourself permission to be an idiot, you actually do it less often, because the rebellious thrill of breaking your own rules is gone. You're managing your emotions like a toddler. Give the toddler a safe place to throw a tantrum and the house stays clean. Finally, step 4. Automate your good decisions. Willpower is a finite resource. If you have to consciously decide to save money every month, your emotions will eventually win. You'll say, "I'll save what's left at the end of the month." There is never anything left. Instead, you set it up so your money is invested the second it hits your account. Before you even see it, before you can feel feelings about it. You pay your future self first, and you live on whatever crumbs remain. It hurts for exactly 1 month, and then you adjust. Your lifestyle shrinks to fit your visible income, and your wealth grows silently in the background. Look, your brain wasn't built for modern finance. It was built to survive the winter and impress the tribe. If you try to fight your emotions with pure logic, you will lose. You have to outsmart them instead. Delay the gratification. Stop playing the status game. Budget for your own stupidity, and automate the heavy lifting. Master that, and you'll actually keep your money. Fail to master it, and you'll be working until you're 80 to pay off a truck you bought to impress guys you hate. Anyway, I'm collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.